Hey Internet, Eric here. Slashback Saturday again. If you guys don't know what that is, Slashback Saturday is a concept created over on the Horror Man YouTube channel. And what it is every Saturday he has a specific category, and what you do is choose to participate. To open anybody on YouTube, um, you find a slasher movie that falls directly into that category and discuss it. This week seemed like a lot of fun. This week is YouTube name slashers, and that's a real creative one. What you're supposed to do is basically you discuss a slasher movie where the title of that movie starts with the same letter as the name of your YouTube channel. So since I'm Hey Internet Eric here, I had to discuss a horror film or a slasher film specifically that started with the letter H, and today I'm going to discuss House of Wax. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. This is the remake of the Vincent Price classic, which I have never seen. I do own it on DVD. I've just never come around to it. This came out in 2005. Basic plot of this one is a group of teens, early 20s, characters, whatever. They're taking a road trip to go see the biggest college football game of the summer, and car problems happen, and eventually they they have to split up because one group goes to the football game to get tickets from a scalper, and the other group goes to the town to get like a fan belt to help fix their car or their truck or whatever, and they fall prey to a killer that is it's an abandoned town, or is it? They fall prey to a killer that is killing people and turning their bodies into wax sculptures. Um, I have a lot of fun with this one. I think it gets a lot of hate, and I'll get into it because it's the remake of a Vincent Price movie. Shut the fuck up with that remake stuff. I've said ad nauseum how many times, either on this channel or on Twitter or Facebook, that just because it's a horror movie remake doesn't mean it's going to be bad. Give it a shot. If you hate it after watching it, at least you tried. But I think they hated. A lot of people hated it because of it's a remake of a Vincent Price movie, and the fact that it also stars Paris Hilton. And this was at the time of her huge popularity, The Simple Life. She's everywhere on the E channel. I think her sex tape had already come out, One Night in Paris. And I think people were just tired of seeing Paris Hilton, and it was just a lot of Paris backlash. But we'll get into that. First off, the characters. Very, very likable. I think every character here serves their purpose and does it well. The main character is played by Alicia Cuthbert. I don't really know her. I know she was in a Girl Next Door, which was kind of funny, and Captivity, which I've seen half of. She's a really likable character. She does what she needs to do. She is the final girl. Likable, strong, good at being scared. So chemistry with everybody. Chad Michael Murray plays her brother. He is the tough kid, the bad boy, always getting in trouble with the law. But there is some likability with him because he's super protective of his sister, Alicia. They got good chemistry. We have I don't know Jared Padalecki from Supernatural, the Friday the 13th reboot. Other than looking like a complete dork with a really bad haircut and a really horribly grown 1970s porno star mustache slash pedophile mustache, he's likable as Alicia's boyfriend. He dies a good death. Paris Hilton is fine. She's there to be a blonde who's going to have sex in a tent and get naked, and she does that. She gets down to her bra and panties. She looks good. Her acting is fine. It's nothing special. She dies a fantastic death. So I think the main reason was they hate her is because of who she is, not who she is in this film, because she does fine. Her boyfriend is just a stereotypical black guy boyfriend. I recognized him from that stupid ass Nickelodeon show, Cousin Skeeter. Other characters, you got the comic relief guy. He's fine. You got the crazy, spooky, inbred redneck hillbilly character that he does his purpose in making you feel uncomfortable. And I knew he looked familiar. I recently watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He's the guy that plays Charles Manson, so it kind of fits. And then we got the villains. And A lot of people had a problem with this because there are two villains. It does not hide the fact that there are two villains. You find out early on that there's two villains, and you can figure out really easy who the two villains are. Um, they do what they need to do. You got the silent killer who's perfect, intimidating. Love his mask that is made out of wax. The long hair. He attacks people with scissors and knives and everything. Very creepy, very intimidating. Named Vincent, obviously an homage to Vincent Price in the original one. And then you got Bo. Bo is his brother, and Bo is living life in this town as like a preacher or a minister, and you can tell right away just that he's the bad guy. And that's okay because it gives tension building up when Jared Padalecki and Elisha Cuthbert have to deal with him before the big reveal. Because he also works at the auto parts shop, and he's got the fan belt that is, of course, at his house type of thing. Really good at being psychotic, really good at being an asshole and mean. So, great characters. Great characters in a horror movie remake starring Paris Hilton and Jared Padalecki. There you go. The gore in this is really good. I mentioned Jared Padalecki's death. He just gets stabbed, to my knowledge, and that's not that bad. But what happens is we get to see him. No, what happens? No, he doesn't die from the stabbing because you get a scene of Vincent actually sewing him up. And then we get to see what Vincent does to make these wax statues. He puts stuff. He basically waxes Jared Padalecki's face. Like he puts the stuff on his face and pulls it off so there's no eyebrows and no mustache and all that crap. And then we get to see the wax poured on him. He's in this fucking torture chair with pins everywhere, and hot wax is poured on him, and he's screaming to death, and he's just covered. And then later, we find, or the heroes, whatever. I think it's maybe it's Elisha Cuthbert and the comic relief kid. They find Padalecki wax figure at like a piano. And the comic relief kid, he's pushing on his skin because he thinks, oh, wow, it looks so real. And then suddenly the skin starts falling off. And you see the muscle and the blood underneath, and he's freaking out. And we were yelling at the TV why he keep peeling off his face. And eventually, he peels up. We see all of it. And then I think it's either Vincent or Bo tries to attack, and then he's slashed or something. Then you see more of the face come off. So that gore looks good. Paris Hilton's death. Everyone talks about Paris Hilton's death. That is really fucking good. She gets stabbed in the foot, and then as she's hobbling along, she gets a pipe thrown like directly into her head. Great gore, great blood. There's a decapitation though that looks really bad. Because it's the use of green screen, and that's my major problem with this movie is the use of green screen. It's super noticeable. With the death, the decapitation is the comic relief kids. I don't fucking know his name, but he's there just to be goofy, and he's like videotape and everything. So of course, since Paris Hilton's sex tape just came out, of course there's a scene of Paris Hilton making out on camera and all that stuff. Just like an in joke, haha. But he's killed by Vincent. Vincent's got like two knives, and the kid's laying down, and he's trying to crawl away, like he's on his back trying to crawl away from Vincent. Vincent takes his two knives and does like an X slice, like whoosh, and that's a cool effect. And then you see Vincent, like this is the camera, okay? Vincent goes like this, whoosh, and then you see Vincent back away. He bends over, grabs the legs and pulls it, and you see the headless body, which it looks cool. And then of course we get a close up of the head, the decapitated head, and it looks bad, especially the green screen behind it. And then of course the head falls to the side, starts blinking. Really bad effect. And there's some other couple of green screen effects, like the after Vincent and Bo is defeated, in a really cool sequence. It's Chad Michael Murray and Elisha Cuthbert are the last ones alive, and the house that they're in, the house of wax, is caught on fire, and the house is literally made entirely of wax. Which plot points you're wondering how the hell did a whole house be made of wax, including every single thing in it? It starts melting, and it's a really cool effect. Heroes and villains are running; their feet are smushing into the stairs, into the floor, into the beds, everything. Vincent is like punching through the walls and pulling it apart, and like he's slicing it through with a knife, and the knife is going down the wall, and he's able to great effect. And just watching the whole house melt around them is cool. But the problem is you have that such a cool sequence followed by Chad Michael Murray and Elisha Cuthbert looking up at an obvious, really badly used green screen of like the fire and everything melting. So that's that kind of takes me out of it. But other than that, honestly, there's another scene. Um, excuse me. There's another scene where before all of this stuff happens to show how creepy this movie is, um, they're at a campsite, and they're listening to music, having beers, having fun with the camera, throwing football around, and then suddenly these headlights flash on them, and it's a pickup truck. You find out later that it's Bo. No noise is coming from the pickup truck at all. All you do is see the person's hand, like outside the window, and it's just like kind of just tapping the door. And everyone's getting pissed off, and the black guy, of course, has to be the tough guy protecting the girls, and he's saying, yeah, yo, dude, turn off the lights, or I'm gonna beat your ass. Chad Michael Murray throws like a beer bottle and breaks the headlight. And that gets the guy to drive away. Of course, comic relief guy shows up and he's like, yeah, what? That type of stuff. But it was really creepy tension-wise just having that pickup truck. No sound coming from the villain. You only see his hand shining on them, showing them that they're in for some trouble. And just a really, really cool scene. The ending, a little predictable. I mean, after Vincent and Bo are killed, in a really cool way. I won't spoil that. I like that, how they end up together, and I won't spoil what that line is. I just meant how they end up together. If you haven't seen it, but kind of predictable. Like the very last shot of the movie, you knew something was up. I didn't. I knew something was up with that situation. I didn't know the final twist, but But that's how these type of horror movies end, so I let it slide. Overall, man, I really... Oh, wait. One more final thing is the music in this sucks. Okay? This came out in 2006. I hate all of the songs other than there's a Disturbed song in there. It's Disturbed. I like Disturbed. But everything else, it's just really crappy metal songs. Like, not hard metal, but just really crappy, like, radio metal, I guess you would say. Playing throughout this, especially during the credits. The song during the credits, don't know who sings it, couldn't tell you the title, does not fit with the tone of this movie. But again, it was a 2006 slasher movie, so whatever. But and there's a scene that my wife still winces, and I didn't see coming. Gore-wise, we get fingers cut off, we get lips super glued, and then broken apart. So there is some creativity with the gore. And I also like the look of, I wanted to mention this, when the house is melting, when you have the wax sculptures melting, revealing the skulls and stuff like that of the past victims. So, really cool. Highly recommend House of Wax, 2006, right? Is that what I've been saying? 2005, whatever. I've been fucking it up the whole time. 2006 is when the Black Christmas remake came out, which I also really enjoy. So, give it a shot, just because it's a remake, especially of a Vincent Price classic, which I haven't seen, so I can't give my opinion on that. Give it a shot. Who cares that Paris Hilton's in it? She dies. They were promoting the movie of Paris Hilton dying a really cool death in this movie. So, give it a shot. Likeable characters, cool villain, cool concept, great gore, shitty soundtrack, bad green screen. Overlook that. You'll have a lot of fun. House of Wax remake, 2005. Who knows? Maybe the DVD maybe it's a different year because that's what it says on DVD. I don't know. Anyways, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, all that crap. Click the bell. Tell me below if you actually like this movie, because I can't find a lot of people that actually like the House of Wax remake because they can't get past the fact that it's a remake of a Vincent Price movie. I really like it. Tell me if you actually are on my side. Tell me if I'm absolutely wrong. Whatever. So, in the end, I will say cheers. If you are seeing this before the evening tonight, Saturday, Two Bearded Losers, this past Thursday, we did not do a recording because I had a back injury. I'm all good now. I had a back injury, So what we're gonna do is we're going to do another video for next week, and we record every Thursday. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try a Facebook Live, and I'm gonna do like a little bit of a raffle. Not for a prize. Like if you watched my 666 subscriber contest, I folded up some names, put it in a little container, and pulled out everything, and then the last thing in there was the winner. I'm going to do that with our next episode of Two Bearded Losers. I talked to Frenzy, and he likes this idea. I'm going to go to the Two Bearded Losers Facebook page, facebook.com/twobeardedlosers, the number 2, and go to our Coming Soon folder. Coming Soon is the folder is posters of movies that we are going to discuss. A lot of them we haven't seen. Some of them I haven't seen and Frenzy has. I'm going to pick 5 movies from that category, or from that folder. Movies I have not personally seen. I'm going to put them on pieces of paper, put them in a container, pull them out live on Facebook, and whatever's left over is going to be our next episode. I thought it was a cool idea. A little bit of maybe interaction on the Facebook page. Yeah, just to keep it fresh. So, gonna do that tonight. Hopefully, anybody watching will like the Facebook page and watch it. If not, stay tuned for what we're gonna discuss on the next episode. Appreciate everybody talking about and praising Two Bearded Losers. It's just 2 guys having a lot of fun, but in the end, I'll just say cheers and check out The Horror Man and House of Wax. Later.